I'm Shane Downey, coming to you from the GBTA VDR Conference 2024 in partnership with the Nordic Business Travel Associations in Copenhagen. Joining me today is Jason Long, Senior Vice President, Global Business Development, HRS. Jason, how you doing?
I'm good, and yourself?
We got a lot of questions. Let's get started.
Let's crack on.
So, HRS's Green Stay initiative notably achieved ISO certification recently. Can you share your view on the progress our industry is making when it comes to sustainable hotel procurement and how that is translating to actual booking trends?
Yeah, sure. So it's a big part of what we're doing as an industry. I was at the Sustainability Summit this morning. Great, by the way, very well attended. So you can tell it's trending, right?
Yes.
There's so many people there. And I think the industry is progressing. And I think the likes of HRS have contributed to that quite a lot. When you look at our Green Stay initiative, we now have over 600 chains have subscribed to that. And out of that, almost the top 20 in terms of chains have subscribed to that. And we're now active and getting Green Stay and statistics and KPIs back from 175 countries globally. So in that respect, yeah, we're doing quite well.
Good. Yeah, that's awesome. That's amazing. 175 countries.
175 countries. And we see some interesting observations. So, for example, when we look at the top 25% of the hotels that have subscribed to Green Stay, so the top 25% best performers in terms of sustainability, we can see that the ADR, so the average daily rate, is actually 17% less than the bottom 25. So there's a bit of a myth. I saw it this morning in an event that you have to pay for sustainability.
Right.
You have to pay for that compliance, but it's not necessarily true. Now, if you think about it,
no, you should have raised your hand.
Efficient hotels are going to be cheaper because they're better run.
Yeah.
You know, they're designing these new hotels from the ground up, and as a consequence, they're saving a lot of costs and they're more efficient.
Yeah. Well, and as you just said, you have reports from multiple continents. So they show that companies will book a larger number of smaller meetings in 2025. At the same time, this segment has long been a challenge for procurement leaders as transparency is hard to get and the capturing of spend figures is tough to secure. What is your outlook on companies being more open to using meetings management technology, and which tech enhancements are helping meeting planners the most as they strategize and allocate spend for 2025?
Shane, that was a long question.
It's a long question.
No, the meeting space for me is very exciting, right? I've been in business travel for 20 years now, and I don't think I've been so excited about a particular segment, and I'll tell you why. You know, when you look at business travel, on the one hand, we have the transient, the regular business travel. That has changed drastically in the last 20 years. When I joined this industry, it was all offline. It's very manual. Now it's completely online. Job done, tick. When you look at bigger meetings and events, there tends to be existing agencies out there, specialist agencies. They have their own tech providers. It's managed, tick. When you look at the smaller, simpler meetings of 50 people or less, when we investigated that, we found that a lot of people who were reserving and negotiating and contracting and paying for that are doing it manually. It's through admins or non-professional meeting planners, and it's just not managed.
Yeah.
Right. So what we would like to do as HRS, and that's what we're doing, is we've just launched a new product in this sector. It's called HRS Connect. It's part of our meetings as a service strategy. We're basically launching an online tool, self-service. So these people who were traditionally just even calling the venue or the hotels and doing it manually, negotiating over days, you know, paying for it on their boss's credit card or a bank transfer. We're trying to bring automation and digitalization to that so it can be managed. And what we've found is it's very, very significant, that spend. For certain verticals, like the pharmaceutical and healthcare, they're actually spending more on this type of meeting than they are on transient. But there's nobody there managing it.
Right.
It's the Wild West. So it's very interesting for us.
No, that's crazy and so true. So true. So, look, in your global sales role, you're also involved with the positioning and development of new technologies to support your growing global client base. Given your experience talking to leading travel management executives, where do you see AI truly making a difference in programs today? And is there a specific way it is benefiting travelers from your perspective? And one more, and might you identify an area or two where new AI functionality is most likely to impact managed travel?
Yeah, again, another long question, but let's talk about AI. I think if you're not embracing AI or using AI today, you're already behind on that. It exists. It's not a future technology. I'll give you some examples of what we're doing there. I think there's a lot of hype about AI. Every expo,
Yes.
every convention you go to, every breakout, everyone's talking about AI, a bit like we were blockchain a few years ago.
Yes.
This is different because it's there and it's happening. You know, in terms of how it will make traveler life better or the corporate life better, let me give you some examples of what we're doing. We've built AI into our procurement engine. So when we negotiate and look for destinations and properties for our clients, we can do so more accurately, taking in sustainability figures. We talked about that already, and adapting and pushing the corporate to the best hotel for them, be it for price, sustainability, safety, security, whatever. And we do that with AI helping us to recommend that. In the booking itself, we're using advanced recommendations based on AI to put the more relevant property at the top of the list to increase the adoption and throughput. And then even on the payment side, we're using AI. We're using AI on that side to help correlate and reconcile the invoices. We look at what was actually spent against what was negotiated and reserved. And all these checks are done based on data, and we're using AI modeling to go through that data to make sure that we're actually representing the best property with the best deal and making sure it's accurate after. And that's using AI. So you have to be, and again, what I said at the start, if you're not using AI today, shame on you, because there are a lot of vendors and tech players that have brought that into the industry.
Yeah, and you can see it shaping it, and you can see how the improvements can help, as you said, the individual traveler and help them manage the bookings as well.
Both sides. I mean, if you're not using technology, let's go back to small meetings again. When you're doing that manually, or you've got admin or non-professional planners using the phone, sending faxes, they still exist. If you're not using a platform, you will not be able to embrace and take advantage of these great technological advantages, including AI. So get out there, guys, and use that technology.
There you go. Get out there. This is great. Really enjoyed the conversation. Thank you, Jason Long, Senior Vice President of Global
Business Development.
That's right. Let's cut that and do the outro again. Okay. That was fantastic. So exciting. So many things going on. Really happy to have this conversation. So thank you for joining us today, Jason Long, Senior Vice President, Global Business Development, HRS. And thank you for joining us here today. Once again, I'm Shane Downey with GBTA, coming to you from the broadcast studio at the GBTA VDR Conference 2024 in partnership with the Nordic Business Travel Association in Copenhagen. Thank you for watching.